Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX today? So with the volatility that we've got at the moment, I'm going to change tactic a little bit on the DAX in the short term. And you can see how we are got these big ups, big down, big ups, but we're really going nowhere. So if you look at the daily, it's very difficult to sort of get a trend together on the daily or on 4 hour, even the hour at the moment. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to switch across to the Bull Williams. That's what you've got on the screen at the moment. We've got the alligator, and we've got the awesome oscillator, and then I've still got the MACD and the stochastics as well. Okay, so and what we're going to do is we're going to look at the lower time frames, ignore the high time frames completely. So even the 30-minute is a bit of a high time frame. So I'm going to drop down to the 12, and this is kind of the play we're going to do. So simple Bull Williams strategy. We are looking for our wise man number one, and you can see, here was a wise man number one, but that would have stopped you out. It came back to test, but that was your second move, and this is the second wise man number one. This pin bar, and that would have been your entry, your first entry, and then you had more. Your wise man number two would have been triggered on this one here, but both of them would have been stopped out. Anyway, so we're going to focus on the alligator as our trend. Okay, so we get a crossover the alligator, and I think if you just drop down to 6 minutes, you'll see what I mean. You can see how we get a crossover and retest twice of that crossover. Okay, and then we continue moving to downside. You can see we're staying below the alligator. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're going to focus on, and then obviously keep your levels drawn as well. Okay, now the one thing that I want to point out here is this turning point here. Okay, if you look at it on the 30, that is a wise man number one. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3. So your wise man number two was on a break of this bar here. Okay, but I think that is pretty much played out at the moment, so you need to wait for the next move. So one thing I do want to point out here is this profit taking here was at a level, okay, and I'm going to show you what that level was. So 11 bars, so 10 and 11 is the last hour of trading of the German market. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, I'll use this line. So therefore, the actual close of the market was on this bar. So bar 10 and 11 on the 30-minute chart. That was the actual market close. So in theory, that is a gap. Okay, because price has moved up, because this is the actual market open, and it's moved up, and we've left this gap. Okay, so we'll need to come down to sort of a lower time frame, because it'll be a 5-minute gap that will close. So you'll come back, and it's this bar here. Or this one up here. Anyway, it's in that area. So ultimately you can see that's exactly where price got to that level, closed that gap, and then immediately turned around. Okay, so just keep cognizant of those gaps. Always mark them on the DAX chart if you don't, if you've got after hours data in there as well. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Now, this is a pretty difficult one because we've had this massive rally up after hours, and now we've had a big after hours gap down. So we're sitting at 12,657 at the moment. So let's just use this one. 12,655, somewhere around there. Okay, so currently price is sitting at this level. So I suspect we are going to retrace still. Whether we retrace all the way down to the bottom, I don't know. But what we could do is retrace back down to the gap. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this gap, that's where the market closed, right? That was the closing price for the market, which is 12,558. So we could move all the way down, and that is significant. That's a 100-point move. Or we could find some support. I don't use this line. Somewhere along this area here of 12,630. Okay, so I think for me, it's just going to be a case of waiting to see what happens on the lower time frames. So I'll be paying attention, a lot of attention to the 6 minutes, and to see whether we get back. So you can see here on the 6 minute, there's a breakout level there. So there's one there, and then there's one there. Okay, so this would be this area of 12640 and 12666. Somewhere in that area would be a fairly good indication of a long entry. Okay, and so long as we're staying above the alligator, it's long. And that's kind of my play at the moment. So we're above the alligator on the 12 minutes, it's long, follow the trend. If we're below the alligator on the 12 minutes, it's short, follow the trend. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking for. I can see we've got a grouping here as well, so I do suspect we come back. I don't know what this was. It was obviously some news or company results that came out on the US market, but I think it's more news to do with Trump and trying to soften the blow on the auto industry import tariffs. I think that's what it was. But we'll know more today. Okay, so that's kind of my view on this at the moment. Is we looking for a pullback, and so long as we're above the alligator on the 12 minutes, this is the uptrend, and we trade the uptrend until that changes. Okay, so that's kind of my play on this. Wait for the pullback, see that we get some kind of bullish action around, hopefully around 12,640, 12,650, somewhere around here, and then another trade to the upside. Okay. The only time you're going to go short is when you trade, when price gets below this, the alligator. Okay, so just keep the alligator, or even the 20 moving average. It's really up to you, but for me, it'll be, I want to see the alligator pointing down. Okay, so that's my take on the DAX today. I'm just going to play the short-term swings and maximize them until we get direction. Okay, anyway, hope it helps. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy the day. Cheers.